The manager spoke to Mavis severely.
You are a very naughty engine. You have no business to go jauntering down Toby's line instead of doing your work up here.
It's that Toby, protested Mavis. He's a fussman.
Toby has forgotten more about trucks than you will ever know. You will put the trucks where he wants them and nowhere else.
But
there are no buts,
said the manager sternly.
You will do as you are told, or else.
Mavis stayed good for several days. Mavis soon got tired of being good. Why shouldn't I go on Toby's line? She grumbled. She started making plans. At the top station, the siding arrangements were awkward. To put trucks where Toby wanted them, Mavis had to go backwards and forwards, taking a few at a time. If, she suggested to her driver, we used the teeniest bit of Toby's line, we could save all this bother.
I mean, I suppose it wouldn't hurt.
Her driver, unsuspicious, spoke to the manager, who allowed them to go as far as the first level crossing. Mavis chuckled, but she kept it to herself. Frost hindered work in the quarry, but a thaw made them busy again. More trucks than ever were needed. Some trains were so long that Mavis had to go beyond the level crossing. This gave her ideas, and a chance to go further down the line without it seeming her fault. Can you keep a secret? She asked the trucks. Yes, they chattered. Will you bump me at the level crossing and tell no one I asked you? The trucks were delighted and promised. It was unfortunate that Toby should have arrived while Mavis was elsewhere, and decided to shunt them himself. They reached the level crossing, and Toby's brakes came on. This was the signal for the trucks. On, they yelled, giving him a fearful bump. His driver and fireman, taken unawares, were knocked over in the cab, and before they could pick themselves up, Toby was away, with the trucks screaming and yelling behind him. What none of them realized was that with the warmer weather, melted snow from the mountains had turned a quiet stream into a raging torrent, and that the supports of the bridge they were approaching had already been undermined. Toby and his crew saw it together. The bridge vanished before their eyes, leaving rails like tightropes stretched across the gap. Whistled Toby. His driver, still dazed, fought for control. Shut regulator, reverser hard over, full steam against the trucks. Hold 'em, boy, hold 'em, it's up to you. Nearer and nearer they came. Toby whistled despairingly. Though their speed was reduced, braking was still risky. But it was all or nothing now. The driver braked hard. Toby went into a squealing slide, groaned fearfully, and stopped, still on the rails, but with his wheels treading the tightrope over the abyss. Mavis was horrified. She brought some men who anchored Toby with ropes, while she pulled the trucks away. Then she ran to the rescue. "Hold on, Toby," she tooted. "I'm coming!" Ropes were fastened between the two engines. Toby still had steam and was able to help, so he was feeling safe on firm track and saying thank you to Mavis. "I'm sorry about the trucks," said Mavis. "I can't think how you managed to stop them in time." "Oh well," said Toby. "My drivers told me about circus people who walk tightropes. I just didn't fancy doing it myself." The fat controller thanked the manager and his men for rescuing Toby from his tightrope. "A very smart piece of work," he said. "Mavis did well too, I hear." Mavis looked ashamed. "It was my fault about those trucks, sir," she faltered. "I didn't know. But if I could..." "Could what?" smiled the fat controller. "Come down the line sometime, sir. Toby says you'll show me how to go on." "Certainly, if your manager agrees." And so it was arranged. Mavis is now a welcome visitor at Farker Shed. She's still young and still makes mistakes. But she's never too proud to ask Toby. And Toby always helps her to put things right.